Hello there and welcome to Nollywood Recaps. Zubby Michael stars in this movie as Sonny Big Man. He will teach us that humility, truthfulness and kindness will always be rewarded. It begins with a scenario where a man comes with police to arrest Sonny's mother over an unpaid debt. Sonny gets agitated and asks the man how much the debt is. He gets into the house and gets part of the money, then hands it to the man. He then rushes to Arrain's his best friend and explains his predicament to him and asks for his help. Arrain understands his frustration and agrees to lend him the money. He gets him the money and Sonny is grateful. He rushes home and hands the balance to the man and warns them not to come there again. On the next scene, Sonny meets his girlfriend and expresses his desire to go to the city and hustle so as to get his family out of poverty. The girlfriend agrees and wishes him all the best. He goes home and shares the same desire with his mother and informs her he will be leaving soon. On the day of leaving, Sonny visits his friend Arizona and shares the news with him, then asks him for financial assistance. Again, Arizona goes into the house, collects all the savings he has made from his scrap metal business and hands it to Sonny, who is shocked at his friend's kindness as he only requested 10,000 naira and got 30,000 naira instead. Arizona wishes him all the best. Fast forward. Sonny gets to the city and immediately starts looking for an office job with his papers, but his efforts bear no fruit. After endless tamacking, he resorted to setting aside his papers and started working as a bus tout to earn a living. Shortly after, he is able to get a roof over his head and is contented. He starts thinking about his mother and sister back home. Meanwhile, back in the village, his friend Arizona continues with his scrap metal business. Sonny later borrows the bus from his boss and visits his mother and sister in the village to inform them of his life progress. He informs them of how he got employed immediately after arriving in the city and how God has worked miracles in his life and blessed him. We all know he is still hustling as a tout. He visits his girlfriend and also paints a rosy picture of how he has a good job. He does not visit Arizona. Fast forward, he is back in the city. He gets some nuggets of wisdom from his boss, who advises him to look for another boss to be working on as a tout since his boss had broken down. Sonny is devastated, but later on, he gets another touting job with Ogabeto. On his first day on duty, they go to a residential area and he is asked to wait and be on the lookout as his boss gets inside a certain house. Soon after, he shows up with a bag and they drive off to a secure location. Ogabeto hands Sonny 1 million naira and tells him that is his share and drives off, leaving Sonny shocked as they had not carried anybody. A few weeks later, Sonny buys his own bus and visits his village to see his sister and mother to show them his success. They are happy and dance together, thanking God for the blessings. Again, due to his busy schedule, he fails to visit his friend Arizona again. News of his success spreads in the village and eventually, someone meets Arizona and informs him of Sonny's return and the bus that he came with. He runs to Mama Sonny's house and finds Mama Sonny, who informs him that he already left for the city. She is amazed that they have not met yet they are the best of friends. However, she asks him not to take things in bad faith as Sonny would look for him eventually. Arizona starts feeling hurt. Back in the city, Sonny's former boss visits him to congratulate him on purchasing his bus and also to ask him to work for him since his bus was still broken down and the mechanics were taking long to fix it. Sonny agrees as a gesture of reciprocity to the man who gave him his first job in the city. Later on, while having a chat in the bus station where they work, Sonny is informed by his former boss that Ogabeto, the man who gave him the 1 million after a visit to some house, was dead. He is further informed that Ogabeto used to live a double life. He was an armed robber masquerading as a bus owner and driver as he and his gang members were killed during a shootout after a botched robbery attempt. Sonny gets home and starts piecing the pieces of the day Ogabeto gave him the money. He realizes that on that day, Ogabeto robbed that house and the 1 million naira was his cut for the role he played in the robbery unknowingly. He makes a decision to return the bus to the occupant of the house since he had bought it with the money. The next day he visits the occupant of the house, informing him that he did not know Ogabeto had come with him to rob them. He apologizes and gives the key to the bus to the occupant, saying his mama raised him not to take things that don't belong to him. He asks for forgiveness. The occupant of the house thanks him for his honesty and his kind heart. In return, he gives him a bag full of so much money and urges him to continue with the same spirit. Sonny is shocked and his life changes instantly. As usual, his first stop is the village, to visit his mother and sister. This time round he arrives in style with exotic cars, shocking his mother who sheds tears of joy and blesses God. They have kissed poverty goodbye, or so they think. Back in the city he now runs a transportation company with his former boss as his manager. The news of his return again reaches Arizona through a friend who informs him of how rich Sonny has become. Again they go to Mama Sonny. As usual, she informs them Sonny left for the city some days earlier. Arizona is devastated and thinks his best friend Sonny has abandoned him after all the help he gave him and partly contributed to whom he is today. The other friend also agrees and even says Sonny is wicked. He decides to visit Sonny's girlfriend to get Sonny's new phone number. However, on arrival, the mother to Sonny's girlfriend informs him that they already got married and live in the city. This news breaks him completely and he hatches a plan to seek vengeance. He visits Sonny in the city who welcomes him into his home and is happy to see him. He cannot believe how lavish Sonny is living. They exchange pleasantries and then a strange thing gets into Sonny's eyes but he continues acting as though he was normal. Arizona had started working with his evil plans. Fast forward, strange things start happening. First, his mother gets really sick and his sister is unable to reach him on phone to provide money or even inform him. She goes to the mother-in-law and asks for help but she thinks she is lying because Sonny had instructed his accountant to place his sister, his mother and his mother-in-law on a 1 million monthly salary each. Strangely, Sonny's sister and mother had never received anything. She resorts to visiting a spiritual shrine to understand what the problem was about. The second strange thing is that some strange men visit him informing him to pack out of his house as he had sold it to them. He is shocked and even threatens them. However, he is shown the documents he signed and the amount he sold it for. To his surprise, the signature is his. On jogging his memory, he remembers being given the same documents by Arizona who now worked for him but he could not remember what the contents were about. What he did not know is that Arizona used spiritual powers to dupe him into signing his house away. Sonny loses everything and goes back to the village with nothing. Arizona is caught them pretending to know or have nothing to do with Sonny's predicament. When Sonny's sister tries to speak about a scenario they had a while back, Arizona immediately makes her mad. Sonny and his wife resort to selling pure water to survive while back in the city. Arizona is now a rich man enjoying Sonny's fortune, buying properties and driving big cars. He even comes back to the village and meets Sonny's wife and informs her of his newfound wealth and lies to her about his intentions to help them. Fast forward, the news of Sonny's sudden fall from grace to grass reaches his parish priest who embarks on serious prayers to pray for Sonny. Almost immediately, the Holy Ghost fire starts working and Arizona quickly drives into Mama Sonny's house to confess. He starts narrating how it all started after he felt jealous and betrayed by Sonny despite all the help he had given him. Since he believed his financial assistance is what made Sonny rich, he visited a shrine to seek revenge and take what rightfully belonged to him spiritually. At the shrine, he communicated his intentions of taking everything that belonged to Sonny and scattering his family relationship. For this, he was given charms and he started by stupefying Sonny's sister when he gave her Sonny's number. He then called Sonny and using a charm stupefied him and ensured he agreed to him visiting him in the city. When he got to the city he ensured Sonny made him a manager in his businesses and connived with Sonny's accountant to start diverting monies meant for the business, and others including the 1 million salaries for Mama Sonny and his sister. When these were done, he had the accountant killed. To further strengthen his charm, the witch doctor asked him to bring one of Sonny's blood relatives to the shrine and have him place an egg in a calabash. This would be the last nail on Sonny's coffin of poverty. Arizona lied to Sonny's sister that their being unable to reach Sonny on phone and not being sent money to the point their mother was almost dying was a spiritual affair. He then directed her to the witch doctor's shrine where she was given the egg and she placed it in the calabash. This led to the end of Sonny as he now used charms to confuse Sonny to sign away his house and his companies and make him totally poor. Immediately after he ended his confession, the Holy Ghost fire struck Sonny's sister and her madness was cured. Right there and then, it struck Arizona, making him mad instantly. This movie teaches us many moral lessons. 1. Let us cherish and respect friendships. Friends are the fuel that will get us going when we are in the deepest of holes and facing sheer adversity. Arizona helped Sonny and Sonny helped him back. Sonny's first boss gave him a job and he later employed him as a manager in his company. 2. In life, always be humble, honest and truthful. In the end, it will pay off. These are the virtues that made Sonny become a rich man after he returned the boss he bought with the robbery money and was rewarded. 3. Lastly, let us be true friends. Do not be greedy or backstab people who trust and believe in you. It will end badly. For his greed, Arizona hardly enjoyed the wealth he took away from Sonny. Instead, he was rewarded with madness. Thank you for watching this clip. Please subscribe to get more of this. Nollywood Recaps, your shortcut to Nollywood's best movies.